Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast episode 1419, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. What traditional fruit cake do Germans eat around the Christmas season? Stollen. What is the oldest city in Texas? Nacogdoches. What is the name of the rabbit in the 1942 film Bambi? Thumper. What was the Blitz? Answer: a term used for Germany's bombing campaign on London. What is Ethiopia's official language? Amharic. Which element has the chemical symbol Pt? Platinum. What war was fought from 1754 to 1763? The 7 Years' War. In which Alaskan town do almost all residents live in the same building? Answer: in the small town of Whittier, Alaska, almost all residents live in the same building, a property called Begich Towers. Which character killed Jay Gatsby? George Wilson. What gentle sea mammals are also known as sea cows? Manatees. What award-winning 1994 Tim Robbins movie was shot at the Ohio State Reformatory? The Shawshank Redemption. Who said to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance? Oscar Wilde. Which beach is trademarked Surf City, USA? Answer: Huntington Beach, California. Although Hawaii is the birthplace of modern surfing, Huntington Beach in Southern California is trademarked as Surf City, USA. Who was the commander of German U-boats from 1939 to 1943? Answer: Admiral Karl Dointz, also spelled Doenitz. Crème de menthe and cognac make which cocktail? A stinger. What is the official state animal of Kansas? The bison. What Irish author wrote the 1938 novel Murphy? Samuel Beckett. What was the first man-made object to land on the moon? Luna 2. Which Disney film features the ballad Can You Feel the Love Tonight? The Lion King. Metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous are types of what? Rocks. Who wrote the book on which the Oscar-winning film The Godfather was based? Mario Puzo. What is albumin more commonly known as? Egg white. The movie Breakfast at Tiffany's was based on a novel by what popular author? Truman Capote. How much did the New York City subway cost to ride when it opened in 1904? 5 cents. What color is always at the top of a single rainbow? Red. What separates Madagascar from Mozambique? Answer: Mozambique Channel. What novel portrays the life of the Joad family during the Great Depression? The Grapes of Wrath. The Battle of Lexington occurred at the start of what war? American Revolution. What sport is Tucker Dupree associated with? Swimming. Of the U.S. states that border Mexico, which shares the shortest border? California. What is the Roman name of the Greek god Cronus? Saturn. What Oliver Stone movie features the characters Mickey and Mallory? Natural Born Killers. Who was the first Ronald McDonald? Willard Scott. A bar that appears over a Roman numeral indicates what? To multiply it by 1,000. Which classic Hollywood Western is based on the film Seven Samurai? The Magnificent Seven. Julius Caesar and Napoleon were said to have suffered from what? Epilepsy. What did retired Seattle dentist Barney Clark make headlines for, receiving on December 2nd, 1982? An artificial heart. What was the first European nation to have a woman prime minister? Answer: United Kingdom. Margaret Thatcher's Conservative Party took power in 1979, making her UK's prime minister. What was the leading cause of combatants' deaths during the American Civil War? Disease. How long do rodeo bull and bronco riders have to stay on their mounts for? 8 seconds. What animal is Artemia salina? Brine shrimp. At the start of Howl's Moving Castle, what does Sophie work as? A hatter. Klaxon horns were used on what type of vehicle during World War II? Submarines. In which state does the Rio Grande begin? Colorado. Who recruits Tony to the FDA in the comic series Chew? Mason Savoy. What 1980s TV shows featured sisters Missy and Tracy Gold, respectively? Benson and Growing Pains. What would you get if you were to receive a Soloist Squintly as a gift? A dog. What is the opening section of an opera called? The overture. What plant has a name from the French meaning lion's tooth? Dandelion. Which professional wrestler starred in the 1988 movie They Live? Rowdy Roddy Piper. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.